Yeah, I kind of
Alan,
have
tell me about Kneecap.
Yeah, I wrestle with this one. Again, this is the last movie I saw last night. It started at 10 o'clock and ended around 12:30. Well, actually, almost at 1 o'clock I was out. But if you don't know, Kneecap is actually a band. It's an Irish hip hop band, and this is their story. So there's a bit of setup here, but in Ireland of recent, um, there there's the language, the Irish language, Gaelic, and the people of Ireland have decided that they are going to re-embrace the real Irish, the Irish language, and so there's kind of this battle between the Irish, the Northern Irish, and the colonizers, the British, because the British want everyone to speak English, and the Irish want to say, "Hey, we want to speak our language. We want to keep our culture." And so there's this fight in the Parliament and the government to enact the Irish Language Act, which allows the existence of the Irish language as an official language, as a recognized language in Ireland. And that's kind of the subtext of this movie. But what it really is about are these two boys who are just kind of druggies. They're drug dealers. One, their father is one of the leaders of the Irish resistance who died or disappeared years ago, but is really alive. And so this is their story of how they got together. And so what happens is that these kids are kind of caught in between this world of politics and just wanting to live. And by wanting to live is they want to do drugs and party all the time. And in the writing, what they do during their off time is they'll write about life in Ireland and this resistance. And the third member of this group is actually their teacher from high school, I should say it's a high school teacher who acts as an interpreter when one of them is in prison or is arrested. He's arrested. He only speaks Irish, so they need an interpreter to be the go-between. He reads the book, realizes that the words they write in these notebooks are actually poetry. And being the music teacher, he decides that he's going to put these lyrics to music, to hip hop music. And they become the band Kneecap. And that this is the story of their struggle, not only to become a band, but to also protect, they're also at war with the radical Republicans against drugs who want to kill them because they are drug dealers. And also they have to deal with the government who wants them to speak English only. And weirdly enough, this movie is true. I know I'm butchering this description, but this movie is so dense. And I will say, late at night, it was very difficult for me to watch the movie because the accents are really heavy.
Yeah, I saw the trailer, which really made me want to see the movie.
Yeah.
Like I'm also part Irish. So I wanted to see it. The schedule didn't work out for me, but I'm glad you saw it.
Yeah. And Michael Fassbender is in it. He's really good. It is heavy Irish, but there are subtitles. And they fly by fast. I will say this. What I love about this movie is the music. It is the Irish hip hop. And this is Irish hip hop. There's a point where, the way they're setting up this movie is that it's kind of they are the black people of Europe, of the United Kingdom. And the British are the colonizers of Ireland. They what is it? Oh, they speak of at the end they talk about being indigenous, that this is the indigenous language and that they're losing it. There's elements of that. There's also a point where they're trying to get drugs, prescription drugs from therapists. And so they go on rants during their therapy sessions about generational trauma. Look, before you criticize it, it's all done tongue in cheek. This is more of a comedy than anything. It's a true story. But it's a tough one to get through. At least for me. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, you're part Irish. I'm as far from Ireland and the European woes as you can possibly get.
Yeah.
To the point where, you know, when the Princess Diana movie came out, I was like, "No, this is a white person movie." This has something. That's kind of how I felt about this one. It's I love the music. It gets really ballsy at times. There is some amazing nudity in it. So, you know, I would say I enjoyed it more than I didn't enjoy it, and it was, for me, it was work to get through the movie, and I'm glad in the end I did. So I would give it a mild recommendation.
So mild recommendation,
But
like
I think you would like it a lot more than I would.
I did like the trailer when I saw it. It's got an energy that
Yeah.
seemed fun, but yeah, just yeah. So all right, I will check it out when it comes to streaming. For
Yeah,
sure.
and the stars of the movie are the real life Kneecap. So this is their story, and they tell it in a very satirical way. And Michael Fassbender, God love him. I love the fact that he's in this movie and he gives it his all.